Hi there, my name is Clarissa, also known as the Bunny Simmer, and today we will be furnishing this very large family home. It's actually a house that I had built when high school years first came out, and I just never got around to furnishing it. And so I have nicknamed it lovingly the McMansion. And so we are tackling the beast today. It is a really large home. It has 3 full baths, 2 half baths, a master bedroom, a nursery, and an office downstairs, and then 3 bedrooms and like a teen hangout room upstairs. So very large indeed. And as you can see from this dining room, I'm really embracing like a very neutral color palette. The table in the center is one that I absolutely adore. It came from Jungle Adventure, but I never know what chairs to put with it. And I thought these chairs from My Wedding Stories just went together with it perfectly. So I was excited to use that. And so, this house, I imagine having 2 parents, a child, 2 teenagers, or maybe like a teenager and one that just turned into a young adult. And I have like the parents have unexpectedly found out they're expecting. So there is room for all of them here. You could easily have 8 Sims that live in this house. And so I kind of have like a little backstory for all of them that I was kind of thinking of as I was building. I imagine the mom here is like the world's best stay-at-home mom. Like she has been there for every single one of her children's activities. She was the mom that brought, the meals to every sporting event and stuff like that. And so I have little nods to that throughout the house. Like here on the table, I have a picture that's one of the unlockables from careers that I imagine being like one of her children's sports teams. When we get to the living room, you'll see that like I have a couple trophies there that she's really trying to like show off how awesome her kids are, but like also trying to respect the way she wants her perfect house to look, which I thought was kind of cool. And so this neutral color scheme that you see in here will kind of follow through most of the house. Each of the bedrooms, except for the parents' room, will have a little more personality. Not super cluttered, but definitely like little nods to people living here. So, yeah, so that's kind of the plan. This is the living room, and I was really struggling to choose if I wanted to use the cottage living couch or the one that came from the Desert Luxe pack. Neither of them have a matching chair, which I find a struggle. So if you notice there, I was like, which armchair do we have that I think matches the best? And I think this one from Nifty Knitting actually goes pretty well with the Desert Luxe pack. And I think that couch is really cool because you can use it for outdoor spaces, but I really enjoy using it inside. It's such a cool looking couch. And here, like I said, that is a chess trophy and then one of the scout trophies that you can get, and then a little picture frame so whoever moves in, they can put little pictures of their kids doing awesome things. And I thought this bar, I think it came from Vintage Glamour. I never use it. And I thought it looked kind of cool tucked away in the corner here in this living room. I was going to change the wallpaper in here to have one that didn't have the trim on it, but there wasn't one in this exact shade of gray that I think looks really well in here because it is gray, but it's definitely a warm tone gray, and I just couldn't find the plain swatch of it. So the living room is open and vaulted, but it does have the trim in the middle, which I know is kind of weird, but I didn't want to choose a different color. I thought this one worked, so I just kind of went with it. And so this is the kitchen. I feel like the mom here, again, she always has like fresh baked goods for her kids' friends to eat when they come over to hang out. They do have like a pool and stuff, so I definitely think that her goal is to be like the home that everybody, all the kids want to hang out at, even though it looks like so perfect and pristine. And so she's just always prepared for company. And then in the next to the kitchen, I do fit in a little breakfast nook, and I use the board from Parenthood and also like this little hobby board. I think again, it's just like little nods to like her kids in her like otherwise perfectly pristine like model showroom house, which I thought was kind of cool. And I like that they're like tucked away in the corner, so most of the time you wouldn't see them if you were coming to visit. So it's like she's a mom and it's there, but she also wants the perfect house, which I think is kind of cool. So I'm just about to finish up the breakfast nook with those couple of items. Yeah. And then we're gonna move on, I think, to the laundry room. I was able to fit laundry in here. I really like the Dream Home Decorator pack, but I wish there's like two options of everything, right? Like they have the more square option and then they have the rounded option, but they're both the same style. I kind of wish when they had released that pack that there would have been this more like modern version and then maybe a more traditional version instead of giving us like the same style but one curved and one not. I think it would have been able to use in more houses. So to kind of rectify that, I put the little cube hangers behind some counter um, cabinets, and that way it still kind of fit the vibe of the house, but that I could also still have like these are the clothes that were washed and are currently being hung up until whoever they belong to take them to their room. I don't know. And then here I have the bathroom. This is the only bathroom down. No, there's two bathrooms. There's this bathroom and a half bath downstairs. And so I always imagine that like the mom really hopes this one is staying in like perfect condition because that's the one the guests would most likely see. And then here in the office, I absolutely struggled here in the office. At first I was going to put two desks so that there was room for more than one sim to work down here. But I couldn't make it work the way that I wanted it to. And then finally, I give up and I use one desk and I get it all situated over here in the corner. And then I remember that there's a half bath attached to this corner that I just didn't remember. So I have to rearrange absolutely everything all over again. So I spent way more time on this office than I thought I was going to. But in the end, I think it turned out really cute. Like I said, I think that the sim who uses this office is probably a lawyer, though they could definitely be in like the business career or something else up that avenue, like a very professional, wears a suit and tie to work every day type of career. And in here, I put a little more clutter, like this is his spot. And so wife probably gets frustrated that she's always finding like used coffee cups or something in here, but it's his space and he's going to make it a slightly less tidy. I also put a chess table in here. I feel like their son is like an all-star chess player. There's a trophy in the living room and stuff like that, and I think it's a hobby that he picked up from his dad, so it's something that they really like. Every Sunday they have a game of chess together or something, and so I wanted to include a table in here. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of cool. I also, I believe, include another one upstairs in like the teen hangout room, which I guess a game of chess might not sound like the most teen thing, but it's his hobby, so I wanted to include more than just one table. And so it's at this point that I realize I have to move everything around. But I do have the bookshelf in here. It isn't usable, but there are other books throughout the house. It's not usable because I put the chair and like that little memory box that came from the everyday clutter pack in front of it. But there are books throughout the house, so that should be fine. And I think on the wall, I think those are just more like ribbons from winning chess. His dad is like really proud of his son, so that things like that are just kind of sprinkled through the house. And then this back room, I have envisioned it like used to be the mom's like craft room or like her space, and then she recently found out that she's expecting, is completely shocked by it because all of her other kids are much older, and so she has planned like the perfect nursery. It's also a wonderful excuse to use the new wallpaper from the pastel pop kit that was made in collaboration with Plumbella. I just really, really love the wallpaper. It's just so cute. And I think this is like the space that the mom is willing to deviate from her like neutral tones is because she also wants to have a very like Instagrammable nursery. And like she knows that this is probably definitely her last kid, so she wanted everything to be perfect. And so I made like an impromptu changing table by merging an ottoman with this base game dresser. I really can't wait for improved babies because I'm hoping we have things like changing tables and strollers, but until then I will do what I can. And then over here, I also include like a little rocking chair. So if the mom or dad are in here to feed their little baby, there's a place to do it. And I include like a box of tissues and like a couple books that they maybe have read to their child, trying to get them to sleep. And then I always include those shoe things in nurseries, but I guess it's like showing their child growing. So it's kind of a weird thing. I guess it wouldn't be in their room until they're a toddler, but for some reason, I always include it anyway. So I left that room pretty plain because babies aren't babies for very long. But I wanted to just tell the story of like having a nursery ready. And then over here, I created like a little built in shower, like walk in shower. So it's up on a platform, and then that wall has just like a little window on it. And then I wanted to create like this really luxurious tub space. The tub is from Dream Home Decorator, I believe. And then I just want to put a little ottoman that has like, candles or something. So a place for mom and dad to just kind of relax, or whatever parents. And then here, I wanted to do like the two sinks and a huge mirror. I should have put the mirror in after I cluttered up the sink. I was like seeing double. I was having trouble trying to clutter it up. So note for next time before putting in floor to ceiling mirrors. I was just struggling to try to see all of it and if it was like all the way back where it was supposed to be. But eventually I get it all figured out. And I think at this point in the build, I was like tired because I leave the bathroom and realize that I never put a toilet in here. I have a little like bump out there on the side behind the shower to put it, so it's a little more private. You know, you kind of see that sometimes in large like master suites. And I totally forgot to put it in. So I'll move into the walk-in closet here in a second and then realize that I never furnished that room. And so in the walk-in closet, again, I use some of the cabinets from Dream Home Decorator. I wish they were more traditional looking. I don't know, these just feel very like a modern closet, which I guess work in this space, but I didn't want to put in the laundry room. And then I clutter it up with some clothing and shoes from Dream Home Decorator, and then I do pop in a couple items from the Everyday Clutter Kit. So I put in another memory box. Maybe this is hers, with just some like mementos from her childhood or whatnot. And then I also put in one of the jewelry stands, and then like a couple watches for him. And then on the other side, I keep it really simple, just a big mirror and like a little chair. I always have a chair next to my dresser when I'm trying to go through clothes in a panic, just a place to put them until I'm ready to put them back where they belong. And this is when I remember I forgot to put a toilet in the bathroom, which I don't know how I managed to do that, but I do remember and put one in. And then the master bedroom, this again is just like very neutral, kind of open and airy, like a place for them to relax. I figure she's pregnant, she has two older children and a child. Like, she is a busy lady and deserves a place to relax. And I believe her husband has like this really busy job that he's never here. So when he is, they just want like a very calm place to kind of relax. So I do fit in the cottage living couch. I wanted to use it somewhere in this house, and I thought their bedroom might be the perfect place. Put like a really serene painting behind it and kind of leave it just like open and like stress free. And then once I finish that room, here you'll see, I was just trying to make sure I didn't accidentally lose a light in the wall, which I sometimes do. So I was just checking because it was lit kind of weird. I moved to upstairs, and up here we have a little more personality. I do feel like the mom is like, this is the color of my walls, don't change them. But she does let her kids like express themselves in other ways, like in their bedroom. So this is the teen girl's room. Again, I think that she's really trying to figure out what she wants to do with her life. I feel like she's dabbled in like acting, maybe, singing, stuff like that, trying to figure out what she wants to do after she graduates. very active, I believe, on the cheer team. Probably really well known in her high school, mostly for like being incredibly stylish. I feel like she would be very active on trendy, just like a really extroverted, popular person, just trying to figure out what her next steps in life are going to be. So I did try to fit in like some of her hobbies. I love those speakers that look like amps from Moschino. I put them in a lot of teen rooms, especially, or any rooms, especially if they have a microphone or a guitar. Just because I think a microphone with like not attached to anything looks kind of weird. Anyway, and then over here, this really big bedroom is the oldest. Like I said, I think that he is like right on the brink of graduating high school or just has and is getting ready to go off to college. I don't know if he would like go off to college or if he would be somebody who wanted to stay at home but still take classes. I'm not sure. But he is like the chess champion. He is renowned for it. You have the little banner for the chess team and then also the banner for college. I feel like he would probably go into a more tech career though. I don't think that he would go into some of the like very, very logic based ones. I don't know. I feel like he could definitely be a tech guru. So I have like the streaming laptop in here and then some other technologies. I have the droid that follows you around. I feel like he streams like discussing chess strategies and like does live streaming of his games and stuff, and that's how he got into tech as well. So I feel like chess after he graduates is his hobby, but tech is kind of what he's going to make his livelihood after he graduates. And so I do put in a couple magazines. There's like a sciencey one on his dresser. He's just trying to figure out what he's going to do, kind of exploring other routes. And then on the floor, over here, I put another like trophy and some books on this stand. I thought books would automatically slot here and they don't, which I thought was kind of weird, but it was cool to be able to put some other neat little things in. So that's the droid I was talking about. And I pop in a couple of CDs and then I move on to this room, which was actually my absolute favorite to decorate. Again, I started decorating and then flip everything around, which seems to be a very common theme today in this build. But I feel like this is the place that the teens have just like taken over and declared as their own. I think that maybe when they were younger, this might have been their playroom. So it would have had like all their toys and stuff in it. And then as they've gotten older, they've like acquired things to kind of make it their own space. I do take the couch out. I don't know. I thought it was too neutral and didn't really work with what I was trying to do. So I put the TV eventually in that little nook, and behind it, I'm going to put in some posters, but we'll get to that. But over here, I think the sister is starting to get into yoga. So I put in a yoga mat and some clutter and then quickly decorate a little half bath that's attached to this room. So I try to put both their hobbies, and I feel like that posters is like his favorite movie and her favorite movie. And then you have yoga on one side for her and a jukebox, and then on his side you have another chess table. And then at some point I realized that I just thought the couch was a little too formal, and so I take it out and I put the like beanbag type chairs that we got from high school year, and I felt like that really solidified it as like the teenage space that like they've declared their own. And then over here on like the landing, I feel like they had a conversation with their mom, like, we need more space to kind of hang out. And this was her solution. And they were like, no, this isn't going to work. So they took over this room for themselves. And so over here, I put a couple of bookshelves and then just like a little love seat as a place to hang out and like read and stuff. So, like I said, some of the bookshelves aren't usable, but I did make sure that there were some in the space. So if your sim wants to read for skill building or they're a bookworm or something, they have it. And then over here is the last bedroom. I feel so bad. This room is so tiny. I guess I could have made it a little bigger, but I didn't want the door to the other bedroom to be like right in the corner because the door looks clipped that way. So this bedroom is so small. I feel bad. But this sim is, like I said, I think it's like a tween, like about to be a teenager. So I didn't want to make it too kid focused with like toys absolutely everywhere. I do keep in a toy box and stuff because you do need those for children's sims, but I don't know. I feel like the sim, maybe his older brother is about to go away to college, and when he gets older he'll take over that bedroom. For now, this is his space though. Um, and so in it, I put some of the sports posters, like the one of the soccer ball and that basketball decal, and the clutter, the sports clutter on the floor. And then in the everyday clutter, we have this wall decoration that has like a signed basketball with a hat. And I thought that that would be cool. So I do pop a hat on their bed. I don't know, maybe it's like their cap from whatever team they're on. And then on the wall, I will put the signed basketball. So I feel like those are like their absolute favorite athletes that they convinced their parents to get them for like their birthday or something. And then I finish up upstairs with a really simple bathroom. It was nice that I don't usually do ones that are this long. Usually, if I'm going to do a too wide bathroom, it's usually only 3 tiles long. But it was nice to be able to fit in an extra counter space, especially because you have 3 Sims that would be using this as their primary bathroom. So I guess having the extra counter space is good. And then I finished the inside, and then I quickly jump outside to do the outdoors. Again, I feel like they would have a very manicured lawn, like very simple, not like outrageously colored flowers, but very subdued and manicured. So I do put some bushes and a couple flowers in the front, and then I like line the backyard with these hedges. I feel like, I don't know, that it would provide like extra privacy along the fence. I don't know. And then these lights from Cottage Living, I don't know, they're just super cute, and I put them at a lot of front doors. I guess I should probably change it up. But I pop a couple of trees out here in the little cutout parts of the front house because I thought they fit in really well. And these yellow low-lying flowers. Why is that so hard to say? I just kind of line the flower bed with those, and then add a couple more shrubs, like a lot of greenery, a little couple pops of yellow, but really basic outlining outside. I don't know. I just feel like it would be perfectly manicured, but like not over the top, not to detract away. And then I only add a couple of little decorations out front. I had a bird bath on one side and the bird house that I think came with backyard stuff, I believe. Just to add a little something to the front other than the mailbox. And then terrain paint is your friend. I don't know. For some reason, I just think that it adds so much to build. So I like to line structures with it, and then also like patios and sidewalks, because I feel like that's where grass typically doesn't thrive in the real world. So I always try to add just a little dirt around them. And then back here, I decided with that little square section, it'd be cool to put this big tree, which I think is from outdoor stuff. I don't know. It just looked like a really nice old tree. So I thought it would be perfect addition. Words are hard. To the backyard. And then I tiled the pool and add some lights, and then just kind of this really cute outdoor space that has like a bar and grill. So there's perfect place for some like family time. Again, I feel like the mom and dad really just want their house to be the place that like everybody feels welcome, that they really like to entertain and like grill on the weekends when they're home from cheer and chess championships, and that like everybody is welcome, like it's a safe place. It's like, as my grandma said, if you leave here hungry, it's your own fault. Like, just a place for everybody to kind of get together. I feel like that's kind of their goal in life. So I made sure that there was lots of outdoor seating out here, some like loungers by the pool, a big table, just like a comfy place to kind of hang out and chill from a stressful work day or anything. that water bottle that came in everyday clutter, I feel like I'm going to put it absolutely everywhere. So I did include one outside with some like sunblock and some towels next to the pool, which I thought was a good addition. And here I'm just adding some more gameplay objects like the water balloon, bucket, and a football and a soccer ball for the sim that has the world's tiniest bedroom, and then like a telescope and stuff like that. But just putting on the final finishing touches, like a couple extra lights and stuff like that, and that is the build. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It can be found under my gallery ID Bunny Simmer, and then from here we'll go into screenshots. So hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will catch up with you all soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.